So this orange juice guy is dead. Apparently he played football. But people just talk about him, you know, with regards to the whole murder thing, you know? Honestly, it's been so long since I've learned anything about OJ Simpson. The last thing that I remember of OJ Simpson was he was doing these like prison video updates because he was in like the lowest security prison, you know? Anyway, the juice is loose. Loose in heaven, that is. Incredibly famous case where he got off from a murder he basically definitely committed. Does anyone else think that, like, it would ultimately be funny if he didn't do it and all of this was just a bit... Like, what if he just had the worst vibes of all time? You know? What if he was just, like, the most guilty looking and acting and seeming and behaving human alive? And he just, like, he's baffled. Like, he doesn't understand why people don't believe him, you know? It'd be so fucking funny if it turned out he was innocent. Yeah, I'm really hoping that sometime in the next decade, some forensic evidence somehow, like, completely exonerates him somehow, you know? Just so we can... It would be like if somebody could concretely prove that Michael Jackson never did anything wrong at all. Like, concretely, you know, 100%. And all of the insane shit with bringing children over to the Neverland Ranch was literally just him being so autistic he didn't understand what was wrong with it. And just, like, and just the whole thing was a misunderstanding, you know? Didn't he make a book about how he did it? No. He made a book about how he would have done it if he had did it, you know? Which is just such a good bit. Yeah, like, yeah, literally, like, no. If I had been the one to kill her, this is how I would have done it. You know, it's insane. The whole thing, there's a reason why he held the national spotlight for so long. And later, Simpson led 5 men he barely knew to confrontation, 2 men Simpson guns. Yeah, he got convicted of armed robbery later and just ended up being... He chilled in prison for a bit, and he was doing, like, video updates from prison. I've basically spent a conflict-free life, you know, said Simpson, whose parole ended in late 2021. Armed robbery and also the whole murder thing, you know? He had to pay a massive lawsuit for that book. Well, good thing he had a lot of money. Public fascination with Simpson never faded. Many debated whether he had been punished in Las Vegas for his acquittal in Los Angeles. Well, that's not legal. You know? He stole cookies while in prison that extended his sentence. Is that true? Is that a joke? Did he actually get his sentence extended by stealing cookies? I don't know if that's true or not. What if it is? I'm going to believe it. I'm choosing to believe it. 12 years later, after an outpouring of public outrage, Rupert Murdoch canceled a planned book by News Corp-owned HarperCollins in which O.J. Simpson offered his hypothetical account of the killings. It was to be titled, If I Did It. Goldman's family still doggedly pursuing the multi-million-dollar wrongful death judgment, won control of the manuscript. They retitled the book, If I Did It, Confessions of the Killer. Oh, okay, sorry. That was I misremembered. It was supposed to be called If I Did It, which is insane. And then the murdered's family got the manuscript. Yeah. They put the if really small in the cover. Hold on. If I Did It book cover. I did it. Confessions of the Killer. The spite. Oh my god. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, with exclusive commentary, quote, he did it. Yeah. Look into the older cover, it blends into the background. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is the original that I was familiar with. Yeah. If I Did It, and the if is, like, cloaked. Like the if has engaged its optical camouflage to blend into the background. It's got the halo, cloaking module. Here's the cookie story. O.J. Simpson cookie crime. Former NFL star reportedly steals sweets in prison. Let him out. Let him be free. If it's a crime to steal a tasty treat while in prison, then send us all to prison. Yeah, me in prison. This is what they get me for, you know, stealing a delicious, tasty treat from a bakery. Here's the modern cover. Man, they really just kept finding new ways, huh? The spite of the murdered's family, of the victim's family. If I did it. Remarkable. Never letting this go. I wonder if they're going to start publishing it with like less manipulative titles or less manipulative formatting. Now that he's dead, not like she's any less dead. Well, they're both equally dead now. Did you know Fred Hampton reportedly got arrested originally for stealing ice cream? I knew I liked that guy. You're saying in the end nothing mattered? Yes, in the end, the lesson to learn from this is that everyone dies eventually, so nothing matters. Exactly. That's so true. One of the artifacts of his murder trial, the carefully tailored tan suit he wore when he was acquitted, was later donated and placed on display in the newsroom in Washington, D.C. Simpson had been told the suit would be in the hotel room in Las Vegas, but it turned out it wasn't there. You guys can't even imagine how big of a deal this was. My favorite OJ moment? I think I remember this.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
Classic bit from the classic bitmaster OJ Simpson, you know? The funniest man to ever kill somebody. Yeah, that's Riz. You don't understand. He was also defended by Alan Dershowitz. Oh yeah, that's true. Alan Dershowitz, aka Giga Hitler. Yeah. This was the this guy's the pedophile, right? Who looks like the Chudjack. He's a pedo, right? Or am I thinking of another? He said they're done the thing. Yeah, he defended like pedophilia multiple times and has continued to defend it throughout his career. Big defender of Israel. Friends with Trump. He was actually considered by Israel for the position of being their defense in the International Court of Justice trial for genocide brought by South Africa. No, he was on the Epstein log. He was on the Epstein log. He defended Epstein, and he's explicitly defended pedophilia and defended lowering the age of consent. I think there's this guy's done everything. You know, frankly, he's this guy has been all about the place. Yeah, truly the pedophile of all time. Why does he look like he just got a whiff of shit? He looks like that. He just looks like that. Remember when OJ joined Twitter in 2019? Yeah, it was great. Those were like the best days of the site.
Now there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there. So this one, at the real OJ 32 is the only official one. So this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. So God bless. Take care.
O.J. Simpson launched Twitter post where he said he's got a little getting even to do. I didn't realize this was a news clip. I just thought it was the video. All right, okay. Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were stabbed to death on the night of June 12th. Really? Is that true? I'm just hearing about this. You got to understand, man, the murder trial for O.J. Simpson was like national news. Does anyone remember from the Internet Historian video learning about how that guy who got trapped in the sand cave was like Congress stopped a session to listen to it? Like it was on that level. Like literally everyone was hanging on it moment by moment. The weird thing too is that like obviously it was pretty heavily racialized because we're talking about a murder trial of a black man killing a white, you know, like it's not like it was pretty heavily racialized, but weirdly at the same time, I feel like it wasn't racialized the way you would think it was racialized, if that makes any sense. Like, you would think modern day white racists would hate O.J. Simpson more than anyone because he would be like, you know, because he would be like a black guy who killed, right? Like you and got away with it. You would think that he would be like, you know, reviled. But weirdly, not so much. Like, the white supremacist narrative didn't, like, it wasn't used in that case as much as you would think, I feel. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't at all. I'm just saying that, okay, right now, today, if a black man murdered a white woman who he was with and got away with it in a very public murder trial, Republicans would be running on extrajudicially assassinating him. Like Republican governors in the state that he committed the crime in would be running off of like, and we'll bring that, you know, we'll bring him to just, like, that would be like a thing, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I'll give you a hint. The victim's last name is Goldman. Yeah, but the woman. And then, yeah, and then there's the police chase. The police chase!
I'm going to have to interrupt this call. I understand we're going to go to a live picture in Los Angeles. Is that correct? Okay. This is Interstate 5, and this is courtesy of KCAL, one of our LA affiliates. Police believe that O.J. Simpson is in that car. Now they're telling me that they believe that this vehicle is registered to Al Cowlings, one of O.J.'s oldest friends, a teammate at Southern Cal. And they believe that Al Cowling, who's the other person they're looking for, who was with O.J. earlier today, they believe, again, they...
Like, in terms of fame, this would be like, what would compare to this? This would be like Taylor Swift, like, killing someone and then going on a car chase. I don't even know what, like, the comparable level of fame would need to be to like, warrant the level of attention. LeBron? No, I don't even think LeBron would warrant this level of attention, like, right now. Because LeBron's career is, you know, pardon me for not knowing much about sports, guessing mostly behind him. John Cena? I don't think John Cena either. I think it would have to be like Kim Kardashian. Maybe not even Kim. It would have to be like Taylor Swift. Trump? I guess Trump. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. LeBron would bring in more attention, the f you mean? Than OJ? I don't know. Whatever.
They believe that this is the car. We do not know this is the car.
Kanye.
They're going south through Orange County, but nobody is pulling this car over. And we could only guess as...
LeBron is bigger than OJ ever was. Yeah, but OJ's trial was bigger than OJ as a player, I think. Like, not every American cared about OJ as an athlete. OJ's trial was like way beyond his scope and range just as a player, you know? But this was before the trial? Yeah, but this got watched over and over in the context of the trial. Like, this got elevated post hoc, you know?
To why not?
Right, I guess they're just being
careful. They may fear that there are arms in that car. They may fear that Simpson may harm himself. Now, police radio is saying that Simpson has a gun at his head. Reuters is reporting that the police tracked O.J. Simpson through his cellular phone.
Look at all the cars on this
cellular phone. Folks, it is 1994.
Rich, man.
That's a helicopter reporting, talking to KCAL, saying, look at all those cars on that bridge looking down. This is living drama. There's nothing else you can say, but we're going to stay with it.
Like, what the
California Highway Patrol has now confirmed to CNN.
Please look, they interrupted the fucking NBA Finals to show the car chase. NBA Finals Game 5.
The Los Angeles Police Department right now is at
a very serious situation here, and I can tell you one that is hard to believe with my own eyes.
Conan, how would these people know, listening to their radio, what's going on?
That's the only way, Paul, that I could figure out that the word is caught on. But all these people know that what is happening. They have to.
I was sick and pissed about the game being cut off. There were literally people on the side of the highway stopping, waiting for drive-by. Yeah, that's what they're saying. On the radio, everyone heard on the radio, because everyone was listening to the radio back then, because people didn't have, like, phones to plug in. Everyone listened to the radio in the car, and all of the radios cut out to say, hey, by the way, if you're on the I-5, you, like, O.J. Simpson barreling through. So everyone pulled over to the side, waiting for the chase to move past them. Pizzerias all over the U.S. made a killing during the car chase because everyone was glued to the screen ordering pizza. It was insane. They let him pass. Well, yeah, like, what are you going to do? Get in his way?
That it is definitely Al Cowling's vehicle.
This is a slow-ass car chase. Well, because the cops don't actually want to, like, ram him or whatever. Can you imagine if they killed him? The cops would be lynched.
is in the passenger seat. The cars on the top of the screen heading east on that freeway are just slowing down to look and get a glimpse of one of the icons of American sports history, O.J. Simpson, on this tragic...
Best LA traffic. Yeah, catch me tailgating OJ just to finally get a clear run through the 5, you know? This is like the advanced level of tailgating an emergency vehicle, you know? Just right in between the white van and the police vehicles. It's just me.
June day.
Yeah, this is how you fix LA traffic. Just have OJ car chases across the 5. But where were you? This is June 1994, right? So I would have been 0 years old. I would have just been born.
This is
But I
Larry
would have been in the
King
city.
as we stay atop this scene. Jim Hill, famed sportscaster in Los Angeles, an old friend, a former athlete, old friend of O.J. Simpson, is going on radio in Los
Just
Angeles.
still going westbound 91, just approaching
O.J.
the
Simpson
710 freeway.
to turn himself in. The last thing Jim said was, O.J., you were a man, you are a man, be a man, turn yourself in. Earlier today,
I like
Robert
the police
Shapiro
vehicles keeping
had
formation and
arranged for O.J. to
perfect.
turn himself in. Doctors were in attendance. They were all going to go together in a car because they were worried about suicide. When they went downstairs from a conference room in O.J.'s house, he was gone. They're going to go right toward the Beverly Hills, Santa Monica,
Hey.
Brentwood areas,
I know where that is.
where O.J. lives and where the two people killed also lived.
It is an amazing sight. Along the right-hand shoulder, people have pulled over, many of them
Look at this
carrying
broadcast
signs
quality,
such as
dude. Or like the
signs
recording,
reading
the
things like
taping.
"Save the Juice," "Go OJ." People are literally cheering him on as he travels northbound on the 405, and we can only assume that he plans to get off at Sunset and go towards perhaps his home.
We used to be a real country.
He's on the off-ramp now.
Wait, also, why would he get off on Sunset? Do you have any idea how bad that road is? 405 off on Sunset, congratulations. You are ramming directly into the back of a car. I guess it depends what time this is.
Coming up the off-ramp at Sunset.
That's right.
Looks like he's in the left lane now.
Yeah.
Making a
This
left
is when
turn.
trolling was
The
invented?
intersection is
My brother was one of
free
those
and he's
people
clear.
following, cheering him
And now
on.
making
Hell
his
yes.
left turn, westbound on Sunset.
All right.
Westbound on Sunset, let's
He is
go!
pulling in to the driveway.
Coming around.
Someone is going to the door right now, Eric.
Okay, we're pulling up. Let me tell you what I can see. We've just turned the corner.
Sunset is the big road in Beverly Hills, basically, that separates the hills part of the hills. Well, I guess it's through all of LA, but it separates the mountainous part of LA where the rich people live and where the normal people live, like south of it. North of it is where the rich people live. South of it is where normal rich people live and poor people.
It's total chaos here. Motorcycles, black and whites, people running around, officers getting out of their cars with their batons.
We have found him. The door is opening, and let's see what happens now. We'll watch with you.
Why are the cops just gently handling the random? Because the cops are, at this point, aware of the fact that they're being watched by 50 million people.
This is the driver's side of the vehicle.
Okay, someone just got out of the vehicle, approaching the front door, dressed in black, and entered. Looks like they entered the front of the house there.
Whew, okay, well, that was a blast from the past, to be sure. We also got Kim Kardashian because of this trial too, and indirectly Paris Hilton. Kim's dad was one of OJ's attorneys. Yeah, this was one of the canon events, you know? Also, when you're this publicly wealthy, you get treated as a rich white guy. Well, keep in mind that from the perspective of the police, when you realize that you're being watched right then, right now by the entire world, you obviously don't want to hurt the person you're chasing. Like, again, if the LAPD had run OJ off the road and killed him accidentally, like, there would have been lynchings. Like, the LAPD would have been hanging from lampposts afterwards, you know? There are limits when it comes to public opinion. The cops want to look like responsible, you know? Any thoughts on the discourse if cops should even go after high-speed chases? Well, that wasn't even really a high-speed chase, but for real high-speed chases, no. It's just dangerous, you know? For a real high-speed chase, in most cases, you should just follow with a helicopter. Like, once you have a helicopter on a driver, they're not escaping. It's over. Like, helicopters are faster, more maneuverable. They don't have to deal with traffic or roads or anything. Like, once a cop helicopter's on you, you know, like, you're covered, you know? Eventually you will stop. You know, local police can be dispatched to the area rather than having like one set of cars follow. Fuel? Well, yeah, fuel's expensive, but trust me, it's less expensive to have like a helicopter follow a car than it is to have like a fleet of police vehicles crashing into everything behind you. Haven't you guys ever played GTA? All the cops just like lag behind and crash into stuff. It's very expensive. Also, it's dangerous to the public. Also, now they can just use drones, I guess. Mila Mock, I've talked about it multiple times. What if you get out before you get spotted? Well, then the cops wouldn't have had you anyway, right? I'm saying it once the cops have the helicopter on you, that's that. One thing that's insane, Vaush, is that police helicopters are just straight up not a thing here on the East Coast. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard in Los Angeles, it's really common to hear helicopters multiple times a night because the police use them for everything. But I've heard, like, yeah, over on the East Coast, like, helicopters don't get used that often, you know? I don't know. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of, like, complicated reasons for them. Yeah, I mean, that can happen, King Dravishore, but that can happen with cars, too. It's easier to happen with cars, or more likely that that happens with cars. Bad memories, probably. New York has had helicopter accidents. It might be because of housing density, because over in Los Angeles, you can land a helicopter, like, everywhere. Like, sure, on top of buildings, but also there are lots of open fields in LA, or just, like, if you need to, like, parking lots, basically. Just big, open, concrete, empty zones that you can drop a helicopter in. So they're a lot more maneuverable. That's just a guess. I don't know. Hellcat unrunning. Yes, a Hellcat can outrun a helicopter. I don't think most people but a Hellcat can also outrun the police vehicles who would otherwise be chasing them. So, like, that's not even, like, yes. Look, if they have a Hellcat, you just fire a heat-seeking missile at them, okay? And hope that does it. Why didn't people just assume OJ was innocent after he wasn't prosecuted? Is it just racism? Because OJ is the most guilty-seeming human alive. You know, it's basically nobody thinks justice was done with that one. The vibes were off, okay? I know some people who use it as an example of police targeting black people yeah, I mean, people are going to be dumb like that, you know? All right, well, rip and pepperoni, my man. You lived a storied life and sure did set off a lot of events.